Welcome back, my students. Dr. Oogway here, and today is the video 4 of the diagrams. And our diagram today is going to be the boundaries of the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle in its coronal section. This diagram is given in the BDC. This is the diagram given in the BDC, and we will try to learn this diagram today. From the previous video of the diagrams, we know what is the lateral ventricle and what is the shape of the lateral ventricle. So if you make a lateral ventricle, so this is the lateral ventricle, and this canal here, this foramen here, is called foramen of Monro or interventricular foramen. The area, this whole structure, is the lateral ventricle. The part of the lateral ventricle in front of the foramen of Monro or interventricular foramen is called the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. So the shaded portion here is the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. Now we will make this anterior horn. Now we will draw this anterior horn in its coronal section. In the coronal section, it is triangular in shape. So let's see. First, we'll learn how to draw this diagram. First of all, we make a slab-like structure like this. We make another slab, a vertical slab with two little feathers. Then we will make two triangular structures like this. This is the first triangular structure, and we will make another triangular structure like this. And below these feathers, we make another rectangular slab like this, and another two structures like this. This is the first structure, and this is the second structure. Below this structure, we will make a structure like a slice of pizza like this, and a similar slice of pizza here. Now it's time to name this diagram. This is the diagram, boundaries of the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle in the coronal section. This slab right here, this structure right here, is the corpus callosum. These two triangular structures are the lateral ventricles. So in the coronal sections, the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle, these are not the lateral ventricle, these are the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. So the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle in the coronal section appears triangular in shape. This structure right here is septum pellucidum, and this structure right here are the columns of fornix. And this structure right here is anterior commissure, and this structure right here is the head of the caudate nucleus, and this structure right here is the landiform nucleus. So from this diagram, we can see that this structure, that is septum pellucidum, and this structure, that is the columns of the fornix, these form the medial boundary of the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. So the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle is this triangular structure in its coronal section. So the septum pellucidum and the columns of the fornix form its medial boundary. Corpus callosum, this is the corpus callosum, forms the roof of the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle, while as the head of the caudate nucleus, this is the another head of the caudate nucleus, these form the floor of the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. We have two lateral ventricles in the two cerebral hemispheres, so we have two anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. So this is our diagram. This anterior horn of the lateral ventricle, it extends in the frontal lobe. Thank you.